Hello everyone, welcome back to the quad method. I just finished college, so now I got some more time to make videos. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully get some consistency happening with posting more videos. Anyways, so this video is going to talk about a couple opportunities. It's midnight, I'm tired. That have kind of come up because of COVID. There is now this 2-year generation loss for people that were doing indoor percussion or drum corps. The last thing that happened was WGI of 2020, and that we got, was it maybe halfway through the season, probably a little bit more than halfway through the season before everything got canceled. But you have that generation of age outs plus the 2021 generation of age outs that aren't going to be participating in the coming seasons. Actually, let me clarify. So, I think the biggest question that has been asked in the last year is whether or not DCI and WGI are going to extend the age out for 2022. So DCI hasn't announced anything, but WGI has issued a statement saying that those people that were to age out in 2020 can participate in 2022, which is great. However, I don't think that is a rule that is going to stick past next season, and 2, I don't think a lot of people from 2020 are going to take advantage of that extended age out. So the people that were to age out in 2020 or 2021, and let's say 2022 for that matter, all those 3 generations of age outs are going to, let's say they a significant amount of them participate in the season of 2022. What happens in 2023? You have 3 generations of age outs that are done, right? They're completely done. I don't think this rule is going to stick where 24 is the new age out rule. I don't think that's going to happen. It might. I can't really see the future, but I don't think it's going to stick. So in general, you're going to lose 2 generations of membership in whether it's 2022 or 2023. So I don't think a lot of people from 2020 are going to take advantage of this extended age out. The reason being is because those people that were 22 in 2020 have probably been finishing up college, or they had to move on to find some source of income, or they just started taking advantage of other life opportunities. Like for people that were or are in college, because drum corps didn't happen last year. Maybe they found an internship, or maybe they're job searching right now. I wouldn't say it's far-fetched to assume that a lot, if not most of the people that would have aged out in 2020 are now done with the activity in general. So that being said, there are a lot of people that aren't going to be coming back to the activity. And also, those people have not been doing any marching or very much playing, is my guess, since last winter. So trying to hop back in for one last hurrah would be pretty difficult. I actually just did a gig for the Los Angeles Chargers, and it was the first time I put on a drum in 3 years, and man, my body just hurt. And I was only 24 at the time, so I imagine some of these people probably feel similar. So now to get to my point. This winter, there are going to be a lot of spots at every group, not just the lower groups or lower world class and open groups, but also even at the top level. So I'm going to use California just because, as an example, because I live in California. But even the groups, even Pulse, Broken City, RCC, POW, Dark Sky, they're going to have spots, especially quad players. So if you are graduating from high school right now, or maybe you graduated last year, this is probably the best opportunity you're going to get to make one of those big groups that you aspire to be in. And especially if you're in high school right now and you're graduating, my guess is that you did some sort of marching in the last school year. Now, maybe it was towards the end of the year, so maybe in the last 3-4 months you were doing some sort of marching. But still, that's way more marching than most people have done in the last year and a half. So you have a physical edge, and if you're in high school, you are probably getting taught, and you're probably drumming way more than a lot of these people that are out of high school. So again, you have this edge over a lot of these people. Maybe you're not as good at drumming as them, but you've been doing something in the last year that has kind of kept your body and your brain kind of consistent. And a lot of you that are graduating high school or just young around that age, you probably have 4 to 5 years left of the activity available to you. So, in that time, not only can you get a lot of marching experience at some of those bigger groups, but that's a lot of time for this activity to kind of recover and get to some semblance of where it used to be. So my advice, if you are young and you're, even if you're not young, but if you want to get into the activity and maybe you were kind of on the edge, or maybe you didn't have the education or the experience to compete with the people that are auditioning for these groups, now's the perfect time, because the people that are going to be auditioning with you are going to have, you're all going to be on a very similar playing field, right? Because very few people have marched or been drumming or have been taught in the last year. So the competition is going to be greater, but at a lower level, because nobody was getting any experience in the last year, minus, a couple groups that were doing stuff. So start practicing right now. Start chopping right now and get ready for those indoor auditions, because this is an easy opportunity to out-drum everybody else and to get way better than those people that haven't been doing anything in the last year. And start right now. Don't wait till July to get ready, because I guarantee you some of these auditions are going to start happening as soon as September to make up for some of the time lost. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the top 5 groups were having auditions in September and then having some small rehearsals in October, November to kind of catch up and get people putting the drums back on and get them rolling again. So don't wait. Start now. Start chopping. Start doing all the things that you would normally do, or start doing things that you want to do to get ready. Take lessons, reach out to people, start figuring out what you need to do to get yourself mentally and physically prepared for these auditions. Now, the other opportunity I wanted to bring up is one that maybe few of you are aware of. So again, this is going to apply mostly for SoCal, because I don't know what's going on in the rest of the world, but there is a diminishing availability of drumline teachers, particularly at the high school level. And the reason is, my inference rather, is that those people that were teaching drumline prior to COVID were probably doing so for one of 3 reasons. One, they are doing college, and this is kind of like their part-time job just to make some money but not take up all their time. 2, this is their full-time job where they teach a lot of high schools to make a living. Or they do it for fun because they have the time in their schedule between their main job. The people that were teaching as a part-time job for college, if they got let go or furloughed, they probably had to figure out how to make money some other way. So maybe they took up a job, I don't know, wherever else. But maybe by now they graduated college and maybe they're looking for a full-time job. Either way, they had to find another way to make some money other than teaching band. The people in the second group are probably the same way, because if their whole salary was based off teaching drumline, they probably got furloughed or let go from 1 or 2 places, which drastically reduced their income. So they had to adapt and figure out another way to make money, because they're not making money teaching band, at least not in the meantime. And I've heard a lot of people talking about getting into real estate. That seems to be a thing. So in any case, people had to move on to do other things because they had to make money somehow. So now that band is kind of coming back and groups are trying to get those instructors back, or they're looking for teachers out there, a lot of these people are probably saying, I'm not available because I have a full-time job, or I'm doing something else that's taking up my time. And let's be honest, if somebody is able to find a full-time job, it's definitely making more than teaching drumline. So now getting to my point, there are a lot of teaching jobs out there right now. There is actually an insufficient amount of available teachers to teach high schools. Like, even for me, I think in the last month I've had 4 different high schools call me asking if I was available to run their drumline, because their previous battery manager left or moved on, And I had to say no, because I just graduated and I'm looking for a full-time job, and I run 1 high school right now, but once I land a full-time job, I'm probably not gonna have time for more than 1 high school, if that. So, if you are interested in teaching to any capacity, this is a great time to get some experience in. Don't be afraid to go to the websites of the high school band programs around you and just send an email. And that's what I did when I got out of high school. Just send an email, because I guarantee that you're going to find 1 or 2 that are like, yes, we're looking for somebody. And it is better to have someone in front of the students than nobody. Even if you don't have that much experience or you don't have that much to offer, don't feel bad about, offering your services to a high school in need. You have something to offer, and you probably have more experience than some of these high school kids that are still going through the program. And again, having some direction is better than none. There's an insufficient amount of teachers to offer their services to these schools, especially quad techs. I think quad techs, good quad techs or competent quad techs are I don't know if they're in high demand, but they're definitely not that available. So if you play quads and you have the time or you have the interest in teaching, start figuring it out. Start offering, because somebody's looking. And this is a great way to get some early experience with teaching and move your way up, right? Teaching is similar to being a performer. Like, you can't just make the top group without any experience. You need to build some experience and learn something from those experiences in order to get some perspective to help you get to the next level or get to the top. Teaching is the same way. You can't just go out and teach the best group. Even if you are one of the best performers out there, it doesn't mean you're the best teacher. So you got to start somewhere. Reach out, start teaching one of these smaller schools, get some experience, do the grind, and that's going to help you work your way up. And teaching also helps with performing, right? Learning how to break something down as a teacher or teaching how to play something gives you sometimes it helps you figure out tough things about your own hands. Like, I definitely learned stuff about my hands just by teaching. So if you're young and you're trying to make that world-class level, teaching can be one of those ways that you can learn about yourself in the off season. But anyways, I just wanted to bring those things to your attention, especially if you're young. I guess this video is more geared towards those of you that are in high school or graduating soon, or maybe some of you guys that are just young and you just got out of high school last year. There's a lot of opportunities going around, and if you want to get into this activity more, or even if you even contemplated it, 2022 is the year to do it. Because if a lot of holes get filled in 2022 with younger performers, a lot of them are going to be alumni for a very long time, and there's going to be a lot fewer holes in 2023, 24, 25. So get in it now. It sounds like I'm trying to sell you something, but I guess I kind of am, right? Trying to sell you on the activity, right? Just do it. I just don't want to see the talent level of the activity just take a hard dip because of the lack of teachers and the generation gap that we're experiencing. Obviously, it's going to happen just because of COVID, but the more we can diminish the effects of COVID, the faster we're going to recover, and the faster we're going to be able to get back to kind of how things were, and we could pick up where we left off. But yeah, so that's my 2 cents. Take it as you will. So planning on putting up more videos now that I'm done at school, and I will be teaching at RCC this coming winter. So if you're around SoCal or WGI, I'll probably see you around there too. Anyways, I'm pretty excited to see what's gonna be happening in the next year or so, and I definitely am going to be part of that recovery process. So I'm pretty excited for that, and just getting back. Thanks for hanging. I'll see you guys next time.